All right. Your King of Cups is the overall. Now, for the both of you, this could be coming into this from a place of being better in control of your emotions. That would be the King of Cups, right? But we could be talking about you dealing with a person here. Could be another water sign, male, female, you know how that goes. But it's about emotional openness and availability. And I think that that's kind of like where this is moving to, because I think in terms of the way that you see the relationship now, there is miscommunication here. But I do think that, you know, the person that you're dealing with is wanting to get past that, get past the misunderstandings that there may have been, or that you may be seeing in this relationship right now. But I still think that, you know, for you, you're not as quick to jump into this as they are. You're very much reserved with temperance. But what's interesting is the way that you come into this. With the Four of Pentacles, you're not letting this go. With the Six of Pentacles on their side, I think that, you know, always equal give and take is important with this. And I don't think that they're giving you enough to keep you, you know, with them, or keep you attached to them. I don't think that that's it. I think that you have held on to and maintained your emotions and your wants and your desires, this relationship with this person for so long, that it's like they're finally, you know, giving here, but you're like not even open to accepting that. You know, I think that you have like a preconceived notion as far as this relationship goes, like what this person is actually going to give to you, and you're just happy with maintaining things the way that they are. But they may be actually trying to give you a little bit more. But there is some miscommunication going on with this Five of Wands. But, you know, they're wanting to overcome that with the Six of Wands. And like I said, with the Fool, it's like they want to go all the way with you, but you're not there yet. Now, coming out, though, things change quickly with the Eight of Wands. We're talking about a situation that is happening fast. And it's all centered around a major commitment with the Hierophant and with the Sun, you know, life being restored to this relationship, right? Being happy. Things being brought out into the light, right? But it literally looks like this person, you know, it's like they finally opened up with the King of Cups being the overall. They're giving you a little bit, but you're not taking anything. You're like, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but I don't want anything to change. So I'm just going to, you know, stay in this position. It's funny. But I think that they really want to overcome the miscommunications that you've had, you know. And it's like they're literally jumping into something that is really, really good here with the Sun. Like, and then the Knight of Swords. And I think that this is you, like, really wanting some direct communication from this person. I don't think that, you know, you're killing anybody here or stabbing them to death. You know, if you've been in a negative situation, then you're no longer going to stay committed to it. But directly related to this person, this is a little bit different. Now, the reason why I say that this makes sense is because if we're talking about things moving very quickly into a major commitment, you may have been looking at it like this just was never going to happen. Like it's just fantasy. It's not real. You know, like I almost get the feeling that when it comes to this person, you don't believe that you were ever an option for them. But that's because they're needing to find the strength to reveal some things that they've been keeping to themselves in regards to, you know, wanting this like long-lasting happily ever after. It's interesting. But you don't see that as real. You just don't see it as real. And I think that you get to a place where you're starting to wonder if this isn't an unhealthy obsession with you when it comes to this person, because you come into this not wanting to let go of what has already been established with them. But with strength here, you know, I really think that once all is revealed, you know, there is this like strength in letting go of, you know, the negativity, right? The bad habits, you know, especially if it comes to this belief of they would never choose me. Well, that's not the case here. It certainly doesn't look like it on their side, because they're wanting to go all in with you. But, you know, with the Knight of Swords, like I said, I think that this is, you know, wanting direct communication here. And they are trying to, find the strength here to reveal the things that they're keeping to themselves. I don't think that this is necessarily like intentionally keeping bad secrets. The High Priestess is always hidden information that comes to light, and you have the Sun with it, right? They may have been keeping their feelings to themselves, and that's what's being revealed here. But it's so that there can be a commitment made. I just don't think that you see it as a real thing. And then there's the Sun, and the Sun. Interesting. All right, Scorp, so you're coming into this with an opportunity to begin something again. And I do think that, this is going to be about possibly getting back together with someone. Because with the Hermit, besides the fact that the Nine of Swords is sitting there, the Hermit for me is you kind of like looking back at the relationship. Where is it that you didn't get exactly what you wanted from this? And this is you really reflecting on, what do you really want this time from this relationship? But here is this opportunity. Passion is being restored here. And then it moves into the Ace of Pentacles, where we're talking about how this is going to be, again, realistic, but it's always more than sex with the Ace of Pentacles. This is the beginning of something that could potentially be very long-term. But with the Nine of Swords, we're talking about it being difficult. This is, having a lot of thoughts surrounding possibly the negative things that may have happened before, which is why we're looking at a restart in the first place. But this could also indicate that for some of you, there's a lot of fears and anxieties when it comes to this, right? But this is always getting back together, but it not exactly being the greatest thing. Maybe this is something that you've tried before and it didn't exactly work out, but it's different in how you come out, because with the Five of Pentacles, you're talking about the classic romance. And with the sun is shining on this relationship. Everything feels good. All right, Scorp. Now, this could either be you or the other person, but somebody is needing to get out of a bad situation. And it kills me because I'm looking at a very happy situation, but there is something lingering in the background that has to be taken care of, and that's either on your side or the other person's. There are doubts coming into this, and I think that that's why this situation wasn't taken care of. With the Seven of Wands, this is about needing to overcome any doubts that you have about starting this again. But you're really doing some deep soul searching on this. But the thing is you're getting back together with somebody for sure. This is an opportunity for you to begin again and take this as far as you possibly can. And there is something healing about being with this person. When you look at the Three of Cups, this is mending the broken heart. It's like when you get back together and it's such a healing thing, you kind of go back into this place where you were before there were any problems. But the thing is those problems are still lingering in your mind because there's something that has not been taken care of. And it's worth the effort. This is all worth the effort because look at that. Most people don't ever get to see that. The classic romance and the sun shining on the relationship. Right? You're blocking, this from reaching, its full potential by not getting rid of whatever this situation is. Now, like I said, that could be the other person though too. Oh, Scorp. I'm so sorry, you guys. Please forgive me. My sinuses are acting up here. As a matter of fact, I got to take a drink of coffee. Yeah, this is something that you definitely need to free yourself from. Because I looking at the way that you're coming out, it's too many times. It's too many times of this happening. You coming into this with the Eight of Swords and them showing the Six of Swords. And this is what I feel like here. This is the person you're dealing with, and this is you. This is all this person that you're dealing with. And I really think that they're trying to get you to feel something that you don't feel anymore. The Eight of Swords, you're not comfortable with this situation, but this person is trying to bridge the gap that's there between the two of you with the Six of Swords. I always feel like that with this one. And there is an attempt that is made to kind of create a better bridge between the two of you, but you're not comfortable with this. This is not something that you're okay with. And I think it's because there are some things that you're not willing to look past, especially with the devil lurking in the background in this one, right? But I really think that this person wants you to feel something that you don't. And it creates more of a disconnect. Now with the Ace of Swords here, we're talking about truth and trust. But, you know, with the Nine of Wands, this is somebody who is constantly like coming through and wanting to fix things before it's too late. Like, I fucked up, I need to fix this. You know, I don't want to lose this relationship, right? But trust may be an issue. You know, when I say that, because I'm looking at free yourself, I'm looking at you not, you know, feeling the same way anymore. There being a total disconnect. You know, and again, it's a general message. And like I always say, if you're happy in your relationship, you don't need a message. But I think that this is for the Scorpios that are just not feeling it anymore. And there's a question of trust. And then the Hangman, this person is willing to wait. They are willing to wait no matter how long it takes. But you are in a place where things are in limbo when it comes to this relationship, I think. The Chariot makes sense to me because I'm looking at this and this person really trying to get control of where this relationship is going. They want it to go in the direction that they want it to be. But the thing is with the Queen of Swords, I don't think that you can get past some of the hurtful things that may have happened. The Queen of Swords is always focused on how the partner has hurt her. And I think that that's kind of where you're stuck at. And you can't force yourself to feel something anymore when there is a lot of, you know, pain and like bitter thoughts surrounding what has happened here. Because that is the part that you are focused on. And that's what continues to create the disconnect. And like I said, with the Hangman, I think that you don't know for sure what you want to do about the situation. I do think that trust is an issue. But I do think that this person is willing to wait and they're really trying to fix this. But the thing is, you know, I don't know, maybe this is one of those times where it can't be fixed. And that's where we need to stop this, right? And you need to free yourself from this cycle with this person. You know, and again, that's only going to be for some of you.